Hello, everybody, and we're back. It's the live edition of Two Legs. How's everybody doing? It's a big day. It's the 75th birthday of Elton John, and as you can see, Andy's got the concert shirt on from seeing him not too long ago. And as well as that, it's also the anniversary of Wings at the Speed of Sound, released on this day in 1976. So maybe we can talk about that later as well. But there, yeah, there it is. But again, it's number 75 for Elton John. So we thought we'd rank our favorites of the classic era, Elton John era, and what we're doing. Yeah, kind of, And what we're doing is the Elton John album, since that was the first album to be released here in the states. So we're going, Elton John up into the Blue Moves from 76. So we're going to 70 to 76, and then you've got some stuff to add
I
from
I che-
later years as
I
well.
cheated. I cheated a little bit
Yeah.
because I don't know. I had to throw. So we did 10 albums each. So good evening,
Right.
partner. How are you? It's on this Friday night.
Great. Yep.
So we did 10 albums, and then initially we said we were going to do 10 songs, and then Tom texted
Right.
me. He was like, "Can we push it to 15?" And I'm like, "I can do 20." And he's like, "Okay, let's do
Right.
20." So
Done.
we're gonna do our top 10 Elton albums and our top 20 Elton songs.
Elton songs. There you go. I stuck with the classic era with the songs again.
You did.
I mean, obviously we can do if I the honorable mentions, I'll do for later on, the later period probably. But yeah. Hello, Tom. What's going on? So Tom, we got Steve, we got Robert S, we got Beans. You know, we got Walrus. I hope everybody's doing good. We got 100 Mile Groove. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for joining us on
On
this
this
night.
on this Friday night, if you're watching, but I don't think it's Friday night for 100 Mile Groove down under. What is
No,
it?
it's Saturday for him
Saturday.
already.
Saturday. It's already Saturday. So happy
Yes,
weekend, everybody.
and Saturday is all right for fighting, as everybody knows. Anyways, before we get to there, we're going to talk a little bit about the Beatles Fest,
Little
or the
news.
Fest for Beatles fan, whatever you
Yep.
want to call it.
Beatles
Myself, I'll
Fest.
be a part of a couple panels, and I'm hoping that we're going to whisper in a few people's ears, and then Andy and I, hopefully, we can get on a panel next year, whether it be in Jersey or Chicago, or both. Who knows?
Or both. Yeah.
Or both. We'll see what's going on next year. But very exciting stuff. So first, I just want to say yes. Look at that, Tom. First, I want to say Talk More Talk. We'll be having a panel. I know it's not on the schedule that went out last night or this morning. So there was apparently some mix-ups on this schedule. We will be doing a panel at 1 p.m. on Saturday with Lawrence Juber. I just think it's going to be in one of the smaller rooms. So we'll all have to be on the lookout for that. So Tim, how you doing? I guess question: did Elton never beat Paul out for number ones, or vice versa? Well, here's an interesting thing. He did beat out Paul in one area, which was the most number ones in a row, where Paul had 5 number ones in a row, album wise. Elton had 6 number one albums in a row.
Right.
However, when it comes to number ones, well, go ahead.
Right. No, you finish your thought.
When it comes to number one songs, I think Paul beat Elton in that category.
Yeah, I was just going to say, isn't it? And I'm sure you know this. Isn't it slightly amazing that Elton did not score his first UK number one until Sacrifice? Isn't that crazy to think about?
UK number one, really?
Correct.
Oh wow.
He did not score his first UK number one single until Sacrifice from Sleeping with the Best, which is crazy.
Yeah, and in that regards too, it is crazy how sometimes a Brit will have more success over here than in their own home,
and vice
home
versa,
country. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Paul did better in his home country in the 80s than he did here.
In the 80s, right?
In the 80s, right? In the 70s, in the 70s, he did better here than he did in the UK.
Correct.
So,
right.
Yeah, interesting. But
yeah.
So it's pretty interesting that we're covering Elton's 75th today, and tomorrow morning, show number 161 drops of our latest episode, and we did that with Chip Mattinger and Mark Easter, and our
Right.
topic was Elton and the Beatles. So which we did last week, and you'll see me in the same shirt.
Right.
So this Elton theme kind of runs for like this 2 legs weekend. Robert says he can't hear me too well. Ooh, sorry about that.
Yeah, I hear you fine. So maybe you just want to turn your mic up a little bit.
Okay. Just try that. But yeah, so that drops tomorrow.
Yes. So tomorrow, like Andy said, our latest episode will be posted, and we have the 2 authors of 8 Arms to Hold You, which is Chip Mattinger and Mark Easter, where we talk about the connections that Elton John had with the 4 Beatles during the solo career, and that was a lot of fun to do. I learned a lot. I didn't know a lot. I didn't know some of this stuff, you know. So Chip and Mark were excellent guests to have with us for that show, and you also learn how to get their revived digital version of this book.
8 Arms to Hold You.
So,
how do we sound now? Any better? Hopefully, we'll see. Yeah. Also, in an update, if you all come to the fest, and hopefully we get to meet some of you guys in person. Right. We've got some brand new 2 legs business cards.
Right. Look at that. Shiny. Shiny like the UK album sleeves, right? Album jackets.
Exactly. So we made these up, and just our links and our names. Very simple, like our YouTube channel, and we'll pass these out to anybody. But you all are in the know, so give them to people who aren't in the know.
Yeah. Tom Brennan, how you doing? Good to see you. Everybody's here. I guess we can get going if we want to. But like I said, I'll be a part of a couple panels. I'll be a part of a collectors panel and also a media panel on Saturday and Sunday as well. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, this is a big thing for you, partner. I'm happy.
Yeah, this is my this is my first fest. I was at the 2018 Beatles White Album Symposium. That was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of the same people that are going to be at the fest. So looking forward to that, and just checking it out. You know, hopefully it's a good time.
We're going to give you the grand tour there, in Jersey style there, partner.
Yes, this is great. You know, it's going to be great to hang out with you, you know, and like you were able to hang out here in Arizona last year. So it's going to be a good time, you know, and hopefully Monday we have time to head over to Strawberry Fields and, you know, check that out, and maybe the
2
Dakota
legs
as well.
Yeah, so 2 legs from Strawberry Fields. All right. Just if you want to see us, you'll see us on social media. I'm sure plenty when Tom's here this weekend, next weekend, doing that stuff. And I'm looking forward to the fest. And it'll be my, I think, I don't know, probably 7th or 8th fest. I've been going off and on since the late 90s. Not every year, but yeah, probably since the late 90s. Probably 7th or 8th fest. And you know. Well, but it'll be the first time that I go all 3 days. Usually in the past, I've just gone like one night or maybe on a Saturday, but this will be the first time I'm going all 3 days. So I'm really excited about that, to go all 3 days and be a part of the whole. I mean, even though I'm just kind of going as a guest, but just to go and kind of just see everybody and kind of meet up with people that we kind of connect with socially. And again, we were saying this with Joe when we were on the other night. To me, it's more of now of a social thing, the fest, than a marketplace thing. And I'm sure Tom Liverani and some of these guys that have gone to fest will tell you decades ago it was a much more different place. Now it's more of a little bit of a social thing, maybe some nice guests, but I'm really looking forward to it. This is great. Robert S. Everything's legal in Jersey as you don't get caught, as he famously sang.
Sweeter in the Monkey Man.
Sweeter in and the walls came down. Boom, boom.
In Jersey, everything's legal as long as you don't get caught.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, love that line. Love that line.
Yes.
Oh, so good. So it's going to be great. I'm just looking forward to having you come here and meeting up with everybody again. So it'll be looking forward to it.
Yeah, this is going to be a great time. So, Andy, when did you discover Elton's music? When did you start collecting his music?
Again, just like the Beatles, it was secondhanded down from my dad. He had everything. He had just about all the classic albums, and then really just when I started really branching out and collecting my own music, CDs, and branching out and buying all his own stuff, and kind of just taking it to the next level. So probably right around mid 1990s, late 90s, because Elton was still obviously all over the place. So yeah, probably the late 90s is when I really kind of got it. I think the first new Elton album that was kind of big for me when I remember growing up was probably The Big Picture, which is right around Flaming Pie.
Okay.
And of course, Princess Dying and The Candle in the Wind. That was all kind of really, really
Right.
big. Although I do remember that, what was that? That big hit, The Club at the End of the Street. I remember that video.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the late '80s.
That was a big video too.
Yep.
So, what about you?
It was early in the early '80s. As I was discovering MTV, watching that as every chance I could, and seeing videos like Hey Hey Johnny and I'm Still Standing and and stuff like that. Sad songs say so much and Little Nikita. All those videos that I saw countless times, and but it wasn't until the to be continued 4 CD box set when I really started digging deeper into Elton's career. So love that box set. That was a great jumping off, or digging into, however you want, introduction to Elton's music, if that's a good way to put it. So, and then I would say like 91, 92 was when I started buying the albums, all the classic albums.
The classic albums, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Robert S., my English teacher, introduced me to my class, and Elton. That's a good teacher.
Yeah. Oh, teacher,
I need you. Oh boy! So it's been really it's been very kind of the timing is fortuitous for us to tackle this, and then our show with Chip and Mark, and then just me having seen him twice in the last month. So it's a nice way to kind of put a bow tie on Elton, having never seen him before, and you're going to see him in November when he comes out by you, which you'll enjoy, and really bucket list stuff. It really was, but
and it really doesn't hit you until because I mean, for years you just take it for granted. Oh, he's going to come back around. He's going to come back around, and then next thing you know, it's the farewell tour, and you're like, oh shit, I guess maybe I should get some tickets.
yeah, and you're like, damn, I better get it now, and you just. Because time marches on, and we're all getting older.
Right, that's true. All right, so you want to do the songs or the albums first? How do you want to do this?
Let's do the songs first.
Ooh, okay.
Since there's more of them, let's do the songs first.
Yeah. Okay. Well, starting off with my 20, and this is gonna go in many different ways. My 20 would be going to the Don't Shoot Me record, and it's Blues for Baby and Me. I just love the story about that. I love the getting on the Greyhound and going west, heading to the sea. One of my favorites.
Awesome.
Blues for Baby and Me.
I knew that would be in your 20 because I know you like that song. I remember you telling me that. 20 for me, going to the Elton John album, the self-titled, going with The Greatest Discovery.
Oh, beautiful.
Which I think we listened to that. I think when we were driving around out by you, which I'm sure is on your list much higher. Greatest Discovery, Brand New Brother, just the strings, everything, all the strings on that album arranged by Paul Buckmaster, so great.
Right.
Greatest Discovery 20.
Okay. Let's see here. 19 is it was funny how we were talking about albums earlier today, and I'm going with Rock of the Westies, and this one is Grow Some Funk of Your Own, which I think is just a really killer rocker from that album. And I'll talk more about that album in a little bit, but I just love the lyric. I love the lyrics. I love the Grow Some Funk of Your Own chorus. It's just really cool. Just the verses are really cool, and just a really kick-ass rocker. And I loved when he rocked. I mean, he did some good rock. He did some good rocking numbers.
He did, and that album, as we talked about, is rocking. 19 for me. Leave on. Say no more. My 20 is not very hit heavy. This might be one of the only big hits, aside from a few others. But I kind of went with more of because we always talk about this when we did the Paul shows, like the overkill factor. And I don't have any of those. I don't have any of the big hits in my top 20. Don't. I don't.
That's interesting because I've got a little mix between deep cuts and hits in here. There's just some hits for me that are just timeless, and then
Some.
excuse me, we talk about in the past where some of these hits, they've been played to death, and you'd be happy if you'd never hear them again. For me, some of his big hits I could listen to on repeat over and over again and not get tired of
Yes.
them. There's a few.
Yes.
There's a
There's a
few.
few.
But I really we'll talk about this too in the album, and when we do the albums, is I really judge a lot of these albums by how much I like the deep cuts, and he's got some phenomenal deep cuts.
Yes, he certainly does, and I'd say more than half of my top 10 is deep cuts. I'd like to think.
Cool.
So yeah,
Okay.
leave on. You can't go wrong with leave on.
Yep. All right. Sticking with Rock of the Westies is medley Yell Help, Wednesday Night, and Ugly. Again, another good upbeat track. I wish tonight wasn't Wednesday night, wasn't the 13th of July. And guess what day the 13th of July is on this year? It's Wednesday night. So it's great. Yeah. Nope. Sorry. No love.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. 17 for you, partner.
18 for me.
Oh yeah, 18. Go ahead. Yeah.
18 for me. We're going to the Jump Up album, and we're going to go with one of my favorites, Blue Eyes. I love
Blue Eyes.
Yeah, baby's got blue eyes. Maybe because I have blue eyes. I don't know, but I love Blue Eyes. Nice bluesy vocal on that song. Absolutely killer track. Kind of not a moderate hit. It was on Greatest Hits 76 to 86, but I absolutely love that song. True return to form. Blue Eyes 18.
Okay. So 17 for me. I love a lot of his ballads. I think he's right. Not up there necessarily with Paul on ballads, but pretty damn close.
No.
He did some really good ballads. And then my one I have right here is "Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word." Very very good. Moving song and well sung. I love the little back when it goes so sad and you hear the so sad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why can't we say? Yeah. Good stuff. Sorry
Awesome
Seems to Be
pick.
the Hardest Word is great. It
Awesome
really is
pick.
the highlight of Blue Moves, in my opinion.
Oh, it's one of several highlights for me. But that's a great track.
Right.
Yeah, Elton. When Elton is in melancholy mode, there's very few better than him. I mean, he can convey sadness in music and song better than just about anybody, And I don't know if that's so some of his songs do have kind of some depressing topics, but I mean, damn, they're so good. Sad songs say so much, right?
Yep.
17 for me, Back to the Self-Titled, one of my early favorites, Border Song.
Yeah. Another good one.
Which he played, which was so great to see him play live. Thank God I got to see him play Border Song live. It was fantastic. Eric Clapton does a really great cover of Border Song on the Two Rooms collaboration as well.
Yes, and that was a great covers album.
Yes,
really,
it was.
I love that Two Rooms CD.
Two Rooms is
good
great
stuff.
Sting
did a great come down in time.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, fantastic.
Great. That was Border Song 17 for me.
Okay, 16 for me is going back to Don't Shoot, and that's just the wonderful elderberry wine. Really, yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Lyrically, it kicks ass, and musically, again, this is really, the musicianship on all of these albums in this period are just top notch.
Off the charts, good.
Off the charts, good. Yes, absolutely. So Elderberry Wine is my 16.
16 for me. We're jumping into the 1990s. I said I strayed a little bit differently than Tom. Tom stayed in the classic years, and I really wanted to, but I really love some of Elton's later stuff a lot, so I had to include that.
It's our show. We can cheat if we want. Right?
So for 16, I went with the title track to Elton's 1992 album, "The One," which I think is
Ah.
just a tremendous song. I love "The One." I love this whole record. But that way, and it was his first album that he made once he had gone clean and sober. Really, really greatly produced record. Great tracks, great deep cuts on that record. Produced by Chris Thomas, also by the way.
Yes.
So I love the title.
Was that the
track
first album with the new hairdo as well?
I think so. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. So I love I love "The One." That is number 16.
Yeah. Let's see here. 15. Now this was the toughest. I mean, these 15, they can go in any order, really.
Really?
So I'm just these 15 are the absolute creme de la creme for me, and I'm going to start off with the deep cut of all deep cuts for in my opinion for Elton John, and that's back to the "Don't Shoot Me" album, and that's "Texan Love Song."
Whoa!
Yes, just a song you'll probably never hear him sing anymore because it's not PC.
No.
But I just love the country western flair of this song, and I just love the "God damn it, you're all gonna die." It's so great. And they and Brits just have a way of doing country western stuff really good. They do it well. And so "Texan Love Song" is my 15.
That is a great deep cut. I'm not surprised, but you love that "Don't Shoot Me" album.
Yes.
You love the "Don't Shoot Me" album. That's a great pick. I've got another deep cut for my 15, which is incredibly deep cut because it wasn't even on the album. It's a bonus cut on the deluxe edition. It was left off the album, and it should have been on the album. And that is for me "Into the Old Man's Shoes" from Tumbleweed Connection. I'm not. Do you know it?
Okay. Yeah. It's on the double disc, I believe. Yeah.
Into the Old Man's Shoes. The ballad. There's a demo version and the ballad. "Into the Old Man's Shoes" to me is one of his best songs ever. It's got a fantastic melody in it that you hear a lot of in his songs. I mean, the orchestration in it. It almost sounds like it could have been on Madman.
Right.
I absolutely love "Into the Old Man's Shoes." And it could, I don't know what you take off Tumbleweed to put that on there because Tumbleweed's such a great album. Tough call. But to me, "Into the Old Man's Shoes" is absolutely killer. And it's just classic Elton.
Right.
15.
Cool. 15. All right. 14 for me, going to "Goodbye Yellow Brick Road" album, and that's another wonderful, wonderful rocker, and that's "All the Young Girls Love Alice." Again, just hard, hard rock from Elton and the band. I just love it. It's a great tune. It's such a great radio friendly song. What do you expect from a 16-year-old yo-yo? Lyrically, it's fun, and musically, it's fun as well. So, "All the Young Girls Love Alice" just kicks ass.
Great song. Good song. 14 for me. I'm going to go back to an album Tom mentioned previously, "Rock of the Westies," and my favorite song on that album, which I don't really love a whole lot. I was texting Tom this earlier. I'm going to go with "I Feel Like a Bullet in the Gun" of Robert Ford.
Yes.
So number 14, which I think is just a majestic song.
Yes.
Probably one of the few times where Elton really hits that highest octave and the falsetto in a song. Robert Ford though is such a great song. I can't think of an Elton song where he hits the falsetto any higher. I really can't. But yeah, "I Feel Like a Gun Under the Bullet," Robert Ford. And I don't really love "Rock of the Westies." I like "Island Girl." "Grow Some Funk" is pretty good, but I'm not a huge fan of that record.
Okay.
But that's my 14.
Okay. Let's see here. What we're at 13 now.
Yes.
Let's see here. I'm going to the debut here in the States, the Elton John record. I'm going with "60 Years On." I just love that opening. Was it the violins or whatever, the opening, and then it goes into that wonderful guitar playing there, and I just love "Who Walked Me Down to Church When I'm 60 Years of Age." I mean, it's just really great, well sung, beautiful musicianship again, and So this is again a killer track from the
Self-titled.
first album, self-titled. First album here in the States.
Mm. 13 for me. I'm going to go to Madman Across the Water. And I'm going with Rotten Peaches on side 2.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I love Rotten. Now, Tom just kind of started listening to side 2 not too long ago. That's a song I come back to more than any, I think, on Madman Across the Water. I absolutely, we moved 6 miles on. Oh,
Right.
man. The whole thing on it is just, and then it builds up and, you're hearing like shades of that, mercy, I'm a criminal. And it's not have mercy on the criminal. That was later.
Right.
But it's,
Right.
I mean, it's that country and Western feel, it's fantastic. Rotten Peaches, Madman as a whole. I'm glad you discovered side 2 recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Rotten
it's not that I
Peaches-
didn't hear it before. I just think that side 1 is just so amazing that it kind of overshadows side 2. But again, we can talk about that more when we get to the album.
When we get to the album, Rotten Peaches for me,
Yeah.
13.
Yeah. Okay, so 12. Another favorite deep cut of mine from Honky Chateau album, and that's I Think I'm Gonna Kill Myself. I absolutely adore this song. I just love the verses. I love, riffing the family. I can't use the car. I got to be in by 10 o'clock. Who do they think they are? And I just like I like the teenage blue. And I love that. I mean, it's just, it's where the verses and the chorus. I mean, just everything blends together perfectly. And I Think I'm Gonna Kill Myself. Again, is a standout track. So dramatic, so teenage.
dramatic.
It's a teenager song. It's
It
a
is.
teenager song.
It really is. Great track though. Yeah. That was your 12.
That was my 12. Yep.
12 for me. I'm going to Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy album, and I'm going with a deeper cut, Bitter Fingers. I love Bitter Fingers. The story about Elton and Bernie coming up as up and coming songwriters. We need a tune at South End, and it's hard to. Bitter Fingers is such a great melody in it. It's hard to write a song with bitter fingers. Love it. Love Bitter Fingers. Deep cut at number 12 for me.
Gotcha. All right, 11 is the title track to the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road record. I love the song. I love the everything about it. I love When Are You Gonna Come Down? When Are You Gonna Land? I should have stayed on the phone. I should have listened to my my old man. I dig that. And I love the verse. I love Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. I mean, there's already been so much said about this song, and for me, it's one of my favorite singles of his. And I really hope I can see. I'm sure he's going to do the song live, and this is one of the ones that I'm really looking forward. I know he's not going to hit those. No,
but Tom, the tour is called Farewell Yellow Brick Road.
I know.
I think you're going to hear the song.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to it. But I still get excited every time I hear those doom, doom, those opening piano chords.
That's a case where, it's a big hit, but you don't get tired of it. I agree with you. I don't get tired of hearing that song at all. Even though I didn't put it in my top 20, but I don't get tired of hearing it. I really don't. So you got to put it in there.
Yeah.
Let's see. 11 for me. Album closer for Don't Shoot Me. High Flying Bird. Yeah. I'm like dead every time I hear that song. Love High Flying Bird. Great album closer. The harmonies from Davey and Nigel and Dee, all on that song. High Flying Bird. Perfect album closer from Don't Shoot Me. I Could Never Shoot Down. Big chorus. Big Oz. Dead. Love it.
Right. Cool. All right. So that was your 11?
Yes.
All right. Now even harder. The top 10. I'm just looking at these songs, and they're just songs that I can hear over I can listen to over and over again. But we'll do this one because I know it's one of his most well-known songs, and it's a song I can still listen to over and over again, and that's Rocket Man. I'm just very fond of. I've always been fond of this song, and he's got so many hits though, in a way that you don't get tired of them because he's got so many that they
So
seem to
many of
not
them.
get overplayed. They don't seem to get overplayed a lot because he's just got so many hits, you know.
Good
So I
point.
mean, you could hear Rocket Man on the radio back in like when I was discovering classic rock radio in the mid '80s. You would hear Rocket Man, but then there was a great chance that you would hear 12 other Elton John songs again before they played Rocket Man again. You know what I mean? So it
Right.
wasn't like one of those songs for me because I discovered it in the 80s, not in the 70s when the boomer and the older Gen Xers discovered the song, So me, I
Right.
I
So
never tire of it.
you never got tired of it because for you it wasn't played
Right.
out by then. Right.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
So
Um,
I just think it's a brilliant song now.
no, can't argue with it. 10 for
Yeah.
me, going to the Blue Moves album, and I'm going with Chameleon from Blue Moves.
Mm,
Um,
interesting. Yeah.
with Bruce Johnson and the Beach Boys backing vocals, him
Right.
on
Yeah.
Chameleon. Chameleon is, again, to me, a top 10 Elton John song, so I have it at number 10.
Hmm.
I'm probably a deeper cut, but again, vocals, nobody
Right.
beats it. I mean, Chameleon, great
Right.
track.
Yep. 9. Where am I going? Okay, going back to Honky Chateau, and this would have definitely been like 10, 15 years ago. This definitely would have been higher on my list, but after playing a lot of these albums, a bunch over the last 15 years, my list has definitely changed in so many ways. I'm going with Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters from Honky Chateau. I think it should have closed the album, to be honest with you,
Yes.
instead of what, Amy was it, or Slave? What ended up closing Honky Chateau? That was Hercules. A cat
Hercules.
named Hercules. But again, Mona Lisa's. I love the was it the Spanish guitar or the mandolin or whatever?
Oh,
I think it's the mandolin. Mandolin, yeah.
Mandolin.
Great stuff. Yeah, great stuff. His vocals are good, and Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters. It's Broadway's got it's got a long
you would have had
songs
it
to
you would have
sing.
had it higher.
Oh, absolutely. I would have had it a lot higher if we were doing this 15, 20 years ago. Yeah.
Really, I would have thought that would have been a little high.
See the sky, but they
Oh
can,
man,
and that is
that's
why.
like, I mean,
You
it's
know
so.
not if it's dark outside or
Uh,
light. I love
I
it.
mean,
Love it.
used so well in Cameron Crowe's almost famous film from
Yes.
2000. I mean,
Yeah.
that song, that seeing it in that movie 20 some odd years ago, God, that I kind of didn't know the song then, but then seeing in that movie, I was like, wow, this is such a great song. So that song is in my
And
list.
it's kind of right. And it sucks when that happens, when you have a song that you love and then an artist or a director will put it in the movie and you kind of feel pissed off because now other people are discovering it and you don't want them to discover it because
It's
that's
yours.
your song.
It's your
yours.
song.
It's my song.
It's your song.
And those people can't have it.
I know. So when it becomes popular, you're like,
Right.
crap.
Right.
Why do they know that? I don't want to. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Number 9 for me.
Yep.
9 for me. Going back to Captain Fantastic, the mega hit, "Someone Saved My Life Tonight."
Yes.
Huge
Yeah.
hit. To Tom's point earlier about some of these mega hits, some of them we just don't get tired of them. I could never get tired of "Someone Saved My Life Tonight," especially the ending, the last minute or two, or the song when it builds and builds and builds and just repeats. I could listen to that like 30 times in a row. I could. I love it.
Right.
I love it that much. There's not one time where I don't sing that song to myself in the car and go, "It's 4:00 in the morning." Damn it.
Damn it.
Who doesn't?
Listen to me
It'll be good. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's to me is a huge hit, but one
Right.
that you can't get tired of, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, let's go continue with that song, and I'm gonna have it as my number 8. And just again, I just love dun 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 dun. Great opening. Again, sung very well. And just the story in it, and the fact that he's singing about him actually, having his life saved, it's just really, him kind of, if he had an ego at that time, it's just him removing that ego, and then and coming to terms or with his life, and he wasn't happy at that point in time. I think he was in a marriage where he probably shouldn't have been in that marriage. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a very powerful, moving song, and Someone Say My Life Tonight should be, I think, on everybody's top 20 list of
Come on.
songs.
It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to number 8 for me. I'm going to the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road album for the first time, actually, and I'm going with the album closer, Harmony.
Harmony,
What?
yes.
Oh man, hello, baby,
Yeah.
hello. I mean, now he didn't play it when I saw him live, but man, what a perfect song! It's one of the most short, sweet, simple,
yes,
perfect album closer. Perfect.
Gee,
Perfect
I really love you, and I want to love you forever.
And again, the backing vocals are so good on that song. Harmony.
Right.
Oh, fantastic. Yep. Number 8.
Okay, yeah, man, these songs are just getting better and better for me. I'm going to go with now I got 4 songs here from Tumbleweed. But the first one I'm going to do is I think it's a 7. I guess this would be a love song from Tumbleweed Connection, and I just love that slow introduction, kind of like the same way that Love has that slow introduction on Plastic Ono Band. So love that. The lyrics, again, I love ballads. So I was drawn to the song right away. First time I heard this album, and I loved like the playing and that you hear in the background while he's singing, and I love the do 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 do, great. Lyrics are wonderful, and the musicianship on this is great too.
Played it live too on the it's on the Here and There album as well too, and it's a good good rendition on that album, on the live album too. Yes,
cool.
Number 7, Tumbleweed album. Going back to Tumbleweed, and I'm going with Burn Down the Mission. Come on, yeah, come on. It's Elton plays it live. He played it live when I saw him. Fantastic, But the studio version is great, But burn down the mission wall.
Yeah.
I mean, the piano playing. It's again, could listen to it every day of the week, every single day of the week.
Right.
Love it. Burn Down the Mission.
Yeah.
Number 7.
All right. Well, 6, then I'll go with Burn Down the Mission as well. If there is a track that if he was live, and if I were to see him do this song live, that would be the song that I'd probably break down in tears while he was doing. I just was so moved by this song. What's that man over there? What's his color? I don't care. He's my brother. Let him live in peace. Just it's so wonderful. It is just a perfect song. Love Burn on the Mission. I'm glad it's on your list.
Mission. Oh, Burn on the Mission. Yeah. Of course.
Glad you had this. Yeah.
I mean, come on, Burn on the Mission. That has got to be. That has got to be on there.
Yes.
So did you make that your 6, bud?
Yes. Yeah, it was top 5 now.
Okay, it's top 5. Okay. So top 5. Now this one is a little bit of a tricky one because it is on his first true solo album. Okay.
Right. Empty Sky.
It's on Empty Sky. However, this song, the version of this song is the B-side, I think, to Daniel. And this is the ballad version of Skyline Pigeon, which was the B-side, either to Daniel or Crocodile Rock, I forget. But it's a bonus cut on Don't Shoot Me. Maybe one of our people can our watchers can. I know it was the B-side. But the ballad version that they redid in late 72.
It's piano version. Skyline Pigeon is piano version. That's one of the bonus tracks. Yeah.
Right. But it was the B-side to either Daniel or Crocodile Rock. I forget which one. But that version of Skyline Pigeon, talk about being reduced to tears, that song can reduce me to tears in absolute seconds. The song about it's a sad, because it's a really sad song about to leave all these all the things you never really achieved. It is absolutely a heartbreaking song to think about it. And I know he played it at Ryan White's funeral. in 89 or 90 when he died of AIDS. It's a sad, but I mean, this is beautiful. The ballad version of Skyline Pigeon is just emotional times 10, and I absolutely love it.
Okay. 4. Was it? No, wait, where are we at?
Skyline Pigeon was my 6.
Okay, top 5. Okay. We're going to stick with Tumbleweed, and I'm going to go Come Down in Time. Again, another near perfect track in my opinion. Again, I love it. Come Down in Time. The chorus is excellent, and I love the playing on this one. Again, I'm saying, it's musically it's great, lyrically it's great. It's just because it is. I don't really know how much more I can add, to these songs that haven't been either already said. Yeah, exactly. I just love these songs, and it's because of either the lyrics, which is the main reason that I love these songs, and how I feel.
How do you feel about it?
Makes me feel. Yeah.
How does it make you feel? That's what these are the songs that do that. Yeah. Right.
And when we get to the albums, hopefully I can make everybody understand how important that album is to me. But it's Come Down in Time is again another powerful, raw, just not it's produced but not too produced, where it's got so many things going on. No. It's just like a perfect track that it is what it is. I mean, it's great. I love Come Down in Time. I still hear her say, so clear in my ear, like it was today.
Yeah. Beautiful. I mean, it's just, you don't have to explain, but music moves you a certain way. Sometimes it moves you, and that's it. Every song is different that way. 5 for me. We're jumping to 2001 for me.
Wow.
We're jumping to 2001 for me for this song. Right. And this song, I don't think I'll ever play it live again. He did on the tour, and for me, that is This Train Don't Stop There Anymore.
Stop. Yeah.
The album closer to the songs from the West Coast album, and that song to me personally means a lot because I love the message in it, because I resonate a lot with it personally. In my life, and the video for it is great with just Justin Timberlake, closing a chapter, closing a chapter, a door of your life, and going on to something.
And that
else.
Was a great. The video was great in that way, where you saw Timberlake dressed up as Elton John and was just going through, going through doors, and it's really good. Yeah.
I mean, I used to be the Main Express. I used to be, and then, and I hold on. When I say that I don't care, it really means my engine's breaking down. It moves me beyond words when I hear that song personally, and I absolutely resonate with it 1,000%, and that's why it's number 5 for me.
Gotcha. Okay, 4. Let's say if I had a child, and if another one was expecting, this would be like my song, and and that's what this is. The Greatest Discovery is
I
just
knew
like
I knew it.
That it's that song, like if you had kids, this is your brand new brother. You know what I mean? It's just exactly. It's just very moving, and I just love that. The lyrics leading up to that, this strange new, what's that strange new bed right here? You know what I mean? It's just, all the lyrics leading up to the point where he says, this is your brand new brother. In a way, it almost makes me want to have kids, and I don't want kids.
It almost makes you want, right?
Yeah, but the Greatest Discovery is just excellent.
That was your number 4, brother?
That was my number 4, yeah.
4 for me is a song you mentioned already, which I thought you'd have a higher, but I understand why you had it where you were. Now, for me, it's always been top 5, and that's Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatter's.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the crescendo, how it builds. It starts out slow, and it just, the mandolin playing, and being in the film is really why it brought that song to my. That was the first song where I was like, okay, there's more to Elton John than just these hits that I'm hearing all over the radio,
Right.
like Rocket Man and
Right.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road
Right.
and Candle in the Wind. It was like, I was probably 19 or 20 at the time, and I was like, wow, this is Elton John. This is really good stuff. I need to explore more of this. That's what this song did for me. So this is what kind of spurned my, let me learn more about his career. This was the song.
Right. Cool.
For sure.
Excellent. Yeah, no, yeah, great. I love it. Top three. Okay. So we're gonna go with we're gonna go with the deep cut. And I think you may have heard me talk about the song a couple times, but going to the Madman record, and one of my all-time favorite. You know what? And since I have it this high, I guess I should say this is my favorite deep cut. Even though I said Texan Love Song was my favorite deep cut, I guess I should change that because Razorface is just such a wonderful song. I love this. Has anybody here seen Razorface?
Anybody here seen Razorface? Heard his back. Yeah.
With the bottle of booze in the back of his car, the sun on the lips of an aging star. Razorface, woo!
Razorface, Razorface. Oh, such a good song.
Yeah. Well sung as well. It's just, again, one of those songs that just brings joy to you, and then I sing it at the top of my lungs whenever I have it playing on my headset or in the car or whatever. So
Razor for great, and again, the deep cuts, man. The deep cuts are just the best, aren't they? They really are.
Yeah.
I mean, we love the hits, but man, the deep cuts are so damn good. Top three.
You're number three.
Number three for me. I got to go with a sad one here, but it's up there, and for me, it's Empty Garden. Empty Garden is number three for me because of the connections to it. I mean, it's about John and the love that he had for John, and to me, what it always comes back to the Beatles. It always comes back to the Beatles. These megastars, these groups, they have incredible success, but it always comes back to the four Beatles. And this is John Elton just going on about John, and it's sad, but it's like it makes you think, and with every drop that falls, we hear your name. Beyond sad, but I absolutely love it, and I could listen to it all the time because it's his love for John. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah. No, great. Yeah, it's a great track. And if I was extending it to throughout his career, I would have had that on this list, as well as a track that Robert S. just mentioned, "Have Mercy on the Criminal," which again, another track I love on "Don't Shoot Me." It's just another really good, powerful song. But 1 and 2 for me. My 1 is my 1, and my 2 wants to be the number 1. If that makes sense. But my number 2 is going to Tumbleweed, and I remember discovering this song and loving it right away, and then watching the movie Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino.
There it is.
And going, oh my God, this is so cool. That this song that I love is a part of this movie that I'm just now seeing, that didn't come out until I believe it was 74, 73, 74 when it came out. 75. Thank you. So my number 2 is Anne Marina. Lately been thinking, how much I miss my lady, Anne Marina's in the corner, again, just another powerful song that I really love.
You so well.
Love the chorus. Yeah.
Go ahead. Continue.
Go ahead. No, I'm good. I'm done. Yeah.
I love it. Well, you mentioned Dog Day Afternoon, which was shot in my neighborhood that I was born in. I'm not going to live there anymore, but that was shot in Park Slope, Brooklyn, which is where I was born. So I've got friends and ancestors that are extras in that movie. So
no kidding.
Absolutely. Yeah, my uncle's an extra in one of the crowd scenes in Dog Day Afternoon. So,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he is. So when I Amarina's not in my list, but I love it. But Dog Day Afternoon, seeing it in that movie is so great. So great.
Cool.
2 for me. I'm This is a deep cut. This is a deep cut, and it was one that I learned only a couple of years ago. I did not know this song until a friend of mine told me about it, and I played it. And I have probably this is probably the Elton John song I have played the most in the last 3 years, more than any.
Mm.
And that would be the album closer to Caribou, and that is Ticking.
Yeah, I know I know you say you love this one. Yeah.
absolutely love Ticking. It's
Hmm.
haunting. It's just it's Elton and a piano, double tracked vocal, no drums, no bass.
Right.
There's just a little bit of synthesizer there at the end, um,
Mm.
played by Dave Henschel, who
Right.
also was on Ringo's album. I mean, and it's a haunting song.
Right.
You'll never get to heaven, Mama
Right.
said,
Right.
ticking, ticking.
Right.
It's based on a true story.
Hmm.
Um,
No,
well,
I like the fact that it's mainly just Elton and piano. A little synth, like you said, but it's. I love it when it's just like him and the piano.
yeah. Um,
And nothing else.
that whole like, throw down your guns, walk out slow, just
Right.
keep your hands
Right.
held high, and then like that whole, they pumped you full of, like when they're actually, when the guy's getting shot, he's playing the
Right.
piano keys like really fast to show
Hmm.
that that's what's happening in the song.
Hmm.
Brilliantly arranged, and the bar that they call the kicking mule. I mean,
Mm.
you slept too long in silence, Mama said. Remember ticking? It's crazy, crazy,
Right.
brilliant, great song.
Right. All right, number one for me is you had it a little lower in your list, which is fine. You had it on your list, and that's great. But my number one is and always shall be Levon. Love the story he's telling. I love the father and son connection. I love the chorus. He shall be Levon. He shall be
Oh,
a good friend. He shall be, and I love it when he goes he shall be Levon when he does it really hot. It's
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Don't you like
Uh,
the whole? Don't you like the whole? He was born a pauper to a porn on
on,
Christmas Day, all
on
that.
Christmas Day, yeah, I love it when the New York Times said God is
Like
dead and the
that
war's
build up,
begun.
all that
Yeah,
build
Alvin
up.
Tuskeden has a son today. Yeah,
Right.
I think it's absolutely great, absolutely, and it's perfectly structured too. And it's great. Yeah, Levon is my number one, has been for many decades now, and I'm besides Amarina, I really don't see a close competitor to dethroning that track.
No.
Uh, for me, anyways. Yeah.
All right. Hey, well, listen, I'm not
Okay.
surprised. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised in that choice, Levon. You can't go wrong with it. It's an awesome
No.
song.
No.
You can't
Yeah,
go
it
wrong with
is.
Levon. Number one.
Yeah.
Number one for me. Again, this is one of the first Elton songs that I, discovered, and it used to scare the hell out of me. And it's a big hit now, and it's played a lot. But to me, this is still number one for me, and that's "Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding."
Yeah. Yeah.
That is number one for me, and it always will
Hmm.
be. And I had to see him play this live in concert to die in peace. And boy, did he deliver on this when he plays it live.
Hmm.
Still, he doesn't change any keys on it. I mean, it's two songs in one, and it's Elton doing prog rock, which, as if you've
Hmm.
been following, that I like prog rock. So I especially the beginning, the synths, everything about
Yeah.
it, and
Do
every,
do
oh,
do.
the roses in the window box have tilted
Yeah.
to one side.
Yeah.
Everything about this house is born to grow and die. It doesn't. I
Yeah.
mean, everything about that song. I mean, and I bought the 12-inch single when I went out to see you. There was a special. I bought it out there by you. There was like a rare
Yeah.
pressing of that song, a single that I bought it.
Right. Hmm.
But and everything about it. The screaming at the end. I love it. I mean, "Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding" to me will always be the quintessential Elton John number one song for this
Right.
fan, and I'm sure many
Mm.
other people too. But I love it, love it.
No,
That's
great,
that's
great
that's our
picks. Yeah.
that's our 20.
Yeah, that's our 20. There's a lot of tracks from the 80s, all of those hit singles that I saw the videos for, you know, I dig those. I do love, the track, I don't want to go on with you like that. I mean, I think
Yep,
that's a great song. Sacrifice, I think is a really good song.
yep,
Sleeping with the Past, great,
great
good
album,
songs on, yeah, yeah, good songs on that one.
great album.
I'm still standing. Yeah, there you go. I'm Still Standing, I think, is a great single for him. I think
Yep,
that was a perfect song for him, actually, at the right time. for him. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely more songs that I could have, added if we were gonna do like a career,
Yeah.
spanning thing. But yeah, I mean, what were some of your
Honorable mentions. I've
honor
got
mentions? Yeah,
the Ballad of Danny Bailey from
yeah,
Gilbert Road. Oh my God,
right.
fantastic! Especially the bass playing on that song is great. We All Fall
Hmm.
in Love Sometimes from Captain Fantastic. A track called House from his Made in
Mm,
England album, which I absolutely love. Whispers from
mm,
a deep cut from Sleeping with the Past, which I think is
mm,
fantastic. And another deep cut called The North from
mm.
The One, which is also on the Elton Jewel box set as well. That's how I actually discovered it. It was on that.
Okay, right.
It was on the Elton Jewel box set. So those are my honorable mentions.
Hmm.
Album time.
Album time. Okay, since I went first for the songs, you going to go first for the albums.
All right. Easy peasy. Got them right here. Number
And
10.
once again, if you're joining us late, we are doing the Elton John through Blue Moves. So we're doing the 10 studio albums. We're not going to include the live stuff or Empty Sky because that came later. So we're just being, the 70s here in the
Well,
States
Tom
and the
is.
main stuff. Yeah, yeah, I am. Yeah,
Tom,
but
Tom, I
go
had to
ahead.
cheat.
Go
Tom
ahead.
is, and
Yeah,
I say that
cheat
because
away.
my number
Cheat
10
away.
is this album right here, Songs from the West Coast. That's why. Number 10 for me is Songs from the West Coast. I had This Train Don't Stop as my number 5, but the whole album is
Right.
great. The Emperor's New Clothes, Dark Diamond, Look Ma No Hands, Original Sin,
Mm,
Birds, I Want Love, the video with Robert Downey Jr.
mm-hmm.
Awesome. Deep cuts on here, Ballad of the Boy in the Red Shoes. This to me is as good as Elton in the 70s, this album.
Mm.
Absolutely as good as Elton in the 70s. So for me, that's my number 10.
All right. Okay. Well, I know you're not going to be necessarily happy with this, but an album has to be at number 10, especially if you're talking about these great classic era Elton records. Something has to be at the bottom, right? And for me, it's an album that's plagued by two big hits that I just have no desire to ever hear again, and that's Caribou. Now, now don't get me wrong. There's some tracks on here that I really enjoy. Okay, I've seen the Saucers. I think is a fun deep cut. Pinky Grimsby. And the Ticking, what you mentioned earlier. They're fun, but I don't consider them like. Besides Ticking, I don't really consider them like must hears. Like this is the album that you have to go to. If this would not be an
No,
album I would introduce
no, no. You would not.
an
No,
aspiring Elton fan to. So
no,
yeah.
definitely
So
not.
that would be that's my 10 is Caribou.
You're not going to like this at 9 because you probably have it at 1 or 2. That's the self-titled album.
Mm,
At number 9 for me. Listen, it's Elton.
right,
It's in the top 10. I had to
right,
put it in there.
right.
Actually, I probably should have left it with the next one. Oh well. Yeah, everything about it. I mean, King Must Die, The Cage. The Cage I love because of
Mm,
the synths on it. No Shoestrings on Louise. Take Me to the Pilot. Obviously, 60 Years On. I mean, this is the first classic Elton album. But again,
mm,
love it.
right. Okay.
Yeah, Robert S agrees with you on
Mm,
Caribou.
mm.
Yeah,
Cool, cool, cool.
yeah.
Thank you, Robert. And hi, Groovy, Lisa. Good to see you, and I'm glad you like Levon as well. Um, okay. Number 9. Again, I like this album. I don't love it though. There's two songs on here that I absolutely adore. In Tonight and Sorry seems to be the hardest word. But Blue Moves for me. There's some good deep cuts in there, but I don't think they're great. I think this by this point, listen, Elton wore the hell out. I mean, he was just done. This should have been just a really good, solid first album because wasn't this the start of his new record label? Right, this was
Rocket.
yeah, Rocket, and I think it should have been just a single. There's no reason to do another double album, for this. So for me, Blue Moves, it's good, but I don't think it's in the top notch, um, Elton,
Fair
but I
enough.
like it. I like it though. You know.
Right. Yeah, it's in the top 10. It's just in the lower
Right.
half.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Bite Your Lip is very good, Steve
Great.
Sanderson.
Yeah.
That's a great color. Good. That album is full of all kinds like styles, funk,
It's everywhere. Yeah.
melancholy, poppy. That's got everything in it.
It's
So
almost like a McCartney record in a way. I mean, you've got so many different genres on there.
yeah. Um, 8 for me, Honky Chateau. Yep. I mean, again, classic. I mean, everything about it. Salvation was a deep cut that I learned about that was on this track. I didn't know that track till I was in my 20s. Great deep cut. Mellow, awesome, and Hercules. Aside from Honky Cat and Rocket Man, the big hits on it. I mean, every on the first album with Davey as well.
Mm-hmm.
The first album with Davey as well on there. So Honky Chateau.
And that's really the time that's right when they started clicking too. I mean, that's the album that started his sixth number one
run. This started
run of number one albums. Yeah.
This one started the run. It really did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go this. What's it? 8 for me. This pains me to have it here because I really think it's a gem that just really hasn't gotten respect as it deserves, and I think you would probably have it lower on your list as well. But that's Rock of the Westies. You said you're not the biggest fan of this one. I do like this one. I think it's got its moments here. Hard Luck Woman I think is good. We talked about the medley. Dan Dare, Island Girl is kind of a little annoying at times.
Yeah.
But I feel like a Bullet is great. Grow some funk of your own I think is really good. So I kind of wish I could have put this a little higher. But those previous albums just you can't. You can't.
You really can't.
But I think this is just like one of those underrated albums that I think if you're a fan of this particular musician, you should really like this one, in my opinion.
I need to give that one another chance. I really have to give it a shot, more of a chance, because it's not. It doesn't resonate with me, that album, for whatever reason.
Gotcha.
Other than Robert Ford, it just doesn't.
Right. Gotcha.
7 for me. Caribou.
Okay.
Caribou. I like some of the fun. I like Pinky. I like Grimsby. I like. Obviously, the Bitch Is Back. I'm not crazy on, but Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me and Ticking, on those two alone, it's got to be up there for me, and that's why I have it at 7.
Yeah, and you know what? As much as I don't really care for Bitch Is Back anymore, I think it is a pretty damn good opener.
It's a good opener.
It's a kick-ass opener. It really is.
Yeah. Robert S. says Rock of the Westies takes time to appreciate. All right, I'm going to give it another shot. I'm going to give it another shot because I've had the album forever, and I've tried to listen to it, but I just can't get into it. But I will give it another shot based on Tom's liking of it and your guys' recommendations.
Yeah. Again, this pains me to have this at number 7 because I love this album as well, and it's Don't Shoot Me. Love this album. Love it. But again, just a few annoying things. Again, I find Crocodile Rock to be very annoying these days. Song. Listen, Daniel is nice, but again, it's not for me anymore. But again, Teacher, I Need You, Elderberry Wine, Blues for Baby,
Midnight Creeper.
Midnight Creeper, Have Mercy on the Criminal, and then one of my favorites, Texan Love Song. It's a great album, but unfortunately, it's kind of lost in the shuffle of all these other great albums.
Yeah. Yes, I like Pinky and Grimsby, and I like Dixie Lily too. I do.
Wow. Jeez, Robert.
Nah, he's busted.
And you guys are brutal sometimes, man. Jeez.
So that was at 6 for me now, or 5?
Yes. Yeah. That was Go ahead. Yeah.
Don't Shoot Me. So let's see, 10.
Okay.
9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, 6 for me.
Okay.
Don't Shoot Me. Again, same reasons. We are in simpatico on this album in every way. I think this might be the album we probably enjoy the most equally, in terms of all the tracks on it, and the tracks we dislike the most. It includes Crocodile Rock and Daniel, but everything else on it, Texan Love Song, Mercy, Criminal, Teenage Idol, Elderberry Wine, Teacher I Need, all awesome tracks, and definitely easily. Now we're getting to that. We're getting to that upper echelon now.
Right. 6 for me. Again, and hopefully I don't get the virtual Rotten Tomatoes thrown at me for this pick, because this might be a controversial one. I don't know, but 6 for me is Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Yeah, the first double album. Again, look, some great deep cuts. Great. Gray Seal should have, would have made my top 25 if we did a top 25. Sweet Painted Lady, great song. You talked about harmony, but again, it's those songs that just you don't want to hear anymore. Like Candle in the Wind is a song that I could do without, for the rest of my life.
Yep. Benny and the Jets.
I'm slowly getting there with Benny and the Jets. Slowly getting there. Okay, but but again, there's some really good stuff on here. Jamaican Jerk Off for me is kind of a throwaway. I think some people out there like it, but I never cared for that song.
Danny Bailey.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. That, and like Social Disease, again, another track that I never really cared for.
Roy Rogers. You don't like that?
Yeah. It's okay. Again, these songs are okay, but for me they're not like the great deep cuts
of a Tumbleweed or a Madman.
Right. Exactly. Again, thank you everybody for those tomatoes. But again, it's this would have made one of the most amazing single albums of the 70s, in my opinion. So. But again, then what deep cuts do you leave on?
I gotta go get some tomatoes. Sorry, I'll be right back. I gotta go.
Yeah. Okay, you go. But this was a great release when it came out a few years ago. This CD2 was Goodbye Yellow Brick Road Revisited with people covering those songs. You got Ed Sheeran doing
that's the
Candle
2
in the
CD
Wind.
version. 2 CD version?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I got
2
to
CD
get
version.
the deluxe.
Yeah, right. You got good stuff on here, and then you got the highlights from the live at Hammersmith Oden, December '73.
Right.
So
the box set has the full concert of
right
on there, which is pretty nice. The other people doing the covers, I'm not really into, but the deluxe box set's pretty cool to hear the whole live stuff, which is nice. Now, people might have tomatoes ready for me for these next two, because Tom definitely has these at 1 or 2. But listen, I got to rank them the way I see them. Sorry.
Right.
Tumbleweed next 5. Yeah, which means throw some tomatoes at the East Coast, and I'll show you.
Hold on, I gotta breathe. I gotta
breathe. Now I'll show you what we do in Jersey with those tomatoes.
Throw them back.
That's right. That's it. Listen, these are all great albums. 5 to 1. 1 could be 5. 2 could be. They all could be. They all could be. But I have to go sentimental. And what I discovered first, I didn't discover Tumbleweed until I was in my 30s. The other ones I knew and those are the ones that stay with me. So, sentimental reasons are why I have to rank them. But listen, Tumbleweed Connection, you can't go wrong. And it's one that I've grown to really appreciate as I've gotten older. And who knows, I might put it higher as I get older.
Okay, where are we at? Number 5?
Steve, yeah. Yes, bingo, Steve. Right on you. Right on with that. Right on.
That's probably is considered his worst album of all time, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Again, I'm glad that we talked about this album a few months ago, because it is great. And I don't know what I was thinking, the first several times that I heard this one. Maybe I just wasn't in the right place, when I first heard this. But what are we have 5 or 4?
I have 1, 2, 3. I got 4 left.
Okay, I got 5. So we're on 5. Captain Fantastic. Terrific. And, if we were to do this, a year or 2 down the line, this will definitely probably be up higher on the list. But, on the strength of Someone Saved My Life Tonight, the title track, Captain Fantastic, is excellent. This from head to toe, this is a winner for me. Every song is good to great, in my opinion.
Better Off Dead, Curtains, We All
Yeah.
Fall in Love Sometimes, everything about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm glad you gave that one a ticket. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Same here.
Yeah, you gave it a chance.
Yeah. Kathy, we know about these archive
there's
questions. You don't have to keep repeating it, please. Okay. We're not sure. No one is 100% sure, except for the McCartney camp. Okay. If you heard Andrew Dixon predict this to come out, great. But he's predicting it. It's not a guarantee that these are coming out. Okay. So Kathy, thank you. We know, but stop. Thank you. We love you though. We love you to death. Thank you for
moving
watching.
on. 4, Madman
Yeah.
Across the Water. This is a repress.
Right.
Madman Across the Water. Which, you know what I gotta say, shame on them when they repress this. No gatefold. No gatefold.
Oh yeah, that's
original.
right. Yes,
Single.
yeah, right.
No gatefold.
Yeah.
Disgraziad.
Yes.
No good.
Mm-hmm.
But very good. I mean, listen, Madman Across the Water. Indian Sunset was in the playlist there for a while, the set list. Then he swapped that out for Have Mercy on the Criminal. You know, a little hint if anybody's gonna go see him live. But again, side 1. I'm glad you picked up side 2 again recently.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat side 1, of course, not with Tiny Dancer and Levon and Razorface. But yeah,
right.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, 4 for me is we're gonna go right to Honky Chateau.
Oh, you had that player, okay.
Yeah, I do. I mean, on the strength of, obviously Honky Cat is the one that I could, do without, now these days. But Mona Lisa's Mad Hatters, I love Hercules. Susie, Dramas, great funky track, kick ass. And this is D on bass, right? The bass playing is fantastic
D.
on this. Yeah, D is fantastic on this record. Again, I think I'm gonna kill myself. Rocket Man, Salvation is wonderful, and Amy's a good track too. So I got Honky Chateau
at 4.
Yeah, 4. Yep.
3, the aforementioned Captain from the End of the World to Your Town.
Mm-hmm.
Man, and what a package this was when it was put out, man, with the books and the scrapbooks and all the memorabilia. I mean, it could take you hours just to go through it. So interesting to go look and see all the scrapbooks and all the stuff and see Elton and Bernie coming up and kind of growing as songwriting partners and living together and all the memorabilia that's in this album. This is why albums rock and kick ass, because of the packaging and the packaging like this. This is
the
why
artwork on that. Yeah.
This is why albums reign supreme. Okay, there, digital kids. This is why. You can't get what's in this album on a Spotify or an Apple Music. It does not exist. You have to own this.
Right.
Rant
Great.
over.
Well said.
Rant
well
over.
Said. Oh man, you're not. Yeah, when you looking at that album on a digital format, you're not getting that album cover. You're not sitting there. Looking at that artwork, which is just amazing. Look at that. Look at the detail. I mean, that 70s album cover. Perfection.
Yeah. Not to mention posters and books. I mean,
right.
Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, does the youth of America not have the attention span to just sit and read and listen to something anymore? My God. Again, rant over. Rant over.
Oh yeah, so
Fired up.
Now I like this comment from Kathy here, the Billy Joel and Elton John tour. Now, did you get to see that tour? Because I didn't.
I didn't.
Okay.
I did not.
No. If anybody did get to see that tour, let us know. Let me know how it was. I really wanted to go to that, but didn't pull the trigger on that. 3 for me. I'm going with Madman.
Of course.
Again, I love side 1, side 2. I'm so glad Indian Sunset, beautiful. Holiday Inn, love it.
Now that's a grower. I know Indian Sunset is a
Yeah.
grower because it's an epic track.
Right.
It is, and it takes a while to appreciate. It really does.
Yeah, right. But but it's great. It's epic. Yeah, Rotten Peaches is fun. This one is really just really risen for me in popularity. And but yeah, side one I think is arguably maybe be his best side of music. Period. Ever, ever.
I don't disagree.
Tiny Dancer, Levon, Razorface, Madman Across the Water, all on the same side. Come on, people. That's great.
Yes, a lot of 70s albums came with posters. I'm just using Captain
Yeah.
Fantastic as an example. Many of them are sitting on the shelf over there. It did, but it's a lost art form now.
Right.
Two for me. Blue Moves.
Wow.
I love Blue Moves, man. I really do. Again, maybe because I'm becoming a boring old fart, like Pete Townsend famously said there in the 70s. But this album has everything on it. You know, somebody mentioned in the comments earlier, "Bite Your Lip" is "Bite Your Lip" is a great song. "Idol" somebody mentioned as a deep cut. "Where's the Shura?" Now, if you listen to his current little remix hit with this Dua Lipa chick, whatever her name is, "Where's the Shura?" You actually hear a little bit of that song.
Oh,
in
no
this
kidding!
Remix hit, yeah, you hear it. Yeah,
nice.
Cage the Songbird, Boogie Pilgrim. Sorry seems to be the hardest word. Tom mentioned it.
Yeah.
One Horse Town. Out of the Blue, like a 6-minute instrumental, like just jam. Everything is on.
That's
this record.
That's not the Apple Jam cover then, right? From
No. Yeah. Listen, if you had asked me 10 years ago, I wouldn't have even had this album in my top 10. This is, again, I got a little bit older, a little bit wiser, and I've expanded my palette with music, and I really love this album. Yes, it's a little bit more somber in nature, but I think and maybe he could have scaled it back. He was, as Tom said, he was on top of the world. Maybe a single album would have done better. But I don't get tired of it.
He was on top of the world looking
down on creation. Yeah. So that Blue Moves for me is number 2, and I'm proud of it.
Right. Cool. My number 2, we're going to the U.S. debut, and that's Elton. Surprisingly, only went to number 4, but that would have to have been on the strength, I'm sure, of your song. That was the big hit that was the breakthrough song for him, especially here in the States. I Need You to Turn To, which a track that we hadn't talked about yet, which I absolutely adore. Take Me to the Pilot is fun. 60 Years On, Border Song, Greatest Discovery. The Cage, I think I love the Cage.
The little synth break. Love that.
Ever lived in a cage? I love the
hallelujah. So good though.
Yeah. The King Must Die. Yeah. So, and I love that, the early version of Gray Seal on here. So he's had that song for a while. One of the bonus tracks on here, Gray Seal. So,
but that's with the little organ demo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
yeah,
almost
Rock and Roll Madonna too.
Yeah, that version of Gray Seal is good though too.
Right.
Cool.
All right, whip out your number 1, buddy.
Well, we know what number 1 is going to be.
Yeah,
that's it, man.
Yeah.
No, he's watching because I see he just commented. I know he's watching.
Yeah.
Now he thinks he had this album Once Upon a Time in 1973, which he claims he had, but I don't think he did because it was really my dad's album. He swears by it, but this is obviously is not an original from 73. This is a repressing, a modern repressing. Right. I'm following in my partner's, trend there of getting the newer stuff. Which thank you for turning me on to that. This is my copy there, Uncle Ed. I know you're watching. Mine. I bought this. It's my copy. Okay. This has been a long family heated debate. Don't get me started. Okay?
Oh really?
Oh my God! It goes back decades. Was it my dad's? Was it my uncle's? Was it my? Listen, it was my father's album, and I have his originals. I don't think it was yours. I'm sorry. Yes, I said it out on TV. So I'm sorry. But yes, Goodbye Elbert Road for me. I mean, Tom, I think feels like you could have scaled it down to a single disc. You're not really into some of the other tracks of but I think they're all great. Roy Rogers, I've seen that movie too. You didn't mention that one.
No, I have no.
Listen, there's some songs that listen, Candle in the Wind, whatever. But maybe the only song that clunker on here I might say is Jamaica Jerk Off. Maybe.
Okay. Right.
Uh-oh.
I love Robert S's comment there too.
Oh boy. I guess not. Yeah, but Goodbye Yellow Brick Road to me, it's the gold standard by which he's going to be really remembered for too.
Yeah,
I think. And listen, to me, it's the memories for the album for me is what do it for me. That's why it's my number one.
Before it was cool to pick this as your favorite Elton John record, this was my favorite Elton John record, Tumbleweed Connection.
Yes,
I think
it was
cool. Yeah, now it's cool too.
That's why I didn't pick it, because I really I wanted to, because I probably listen to that album the most now. But you picked that because that's the one you liked first.
Yeah, this was exactly. I mean, in the early '90s when I started picking up all of his stuff. I mean, before these remasters or whatever you want to call them were coming out, I was getting the old the '80s CDs or whatever, and then so I picked this up. But Tumbleweed Connection is just maybe it's because there's no big hit on it, you know what I mean? Maybe it's because it's maybe like a little touch of Americana or country western, however you want to call it. But all the songs, mean something to me. Ballad of a Well-Known Gun, Burn Down the Mission, Amarina, Love Song, Son of Your Father, Country Comforts, which I discovered first from Rod Stewart because I had that Rod Stewart box set first. Storytellers, that's right. And then I got the Elton John box set, and then I learned that it was originally a Bernie Taupin Elton John song first.
Right. Spot on, Robert S. Tumbleweed Connection is the absolute best Americana album by a British artist. It really is. And the whole, you want to call it a concept album, maybe it's there's a theme there, okay, but it's Americana. It's really, and you're right, Tom. It's the album to now pick. It's kind of like what they do with Ram now, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's kind of what the Ram is so great. Everybody's going to go throwing praise on Ram now,
Yeah. Only went to number 5, but I guess that's.
But for not having
not having a
hit on it.
Yes, without having a hit on it, it went to 5. But again, this is the 2 CD that has that Into the Old Man's Shoe that you were talking about. It's got an early version of original version of Madman Across the Water on it, which will be his next record. So a lot of the demos, unreleased tracks on here. It's actually got 2 versions of Into the Old Man's Shoes on here.
One is a demo, and one is the full orchestrated version.
Exactly, right.
Which is just, I didn't know that song till like a year or 2 ago. Blew my mind.
Right. So this is my number 1, and you know what? And it's really weird. And it's really weird how I was like in my upper teens, like maybe 18 when I discovered this album. And this album had no reason to speak to me, but somehow it did, and
even at that young age, huh?
Yeah, even at that young age, this was the album that I would listen to over and over again because I had all of the these all 10 CDs here I've had
the classic years. You had them,
the classic years.
Because
in the 90, one that I would listen to over and over again.
In 96 or 95 or 96. Elton reissued all of them, and that's probably when you started getting it because they all got reissued with bonus tracks initially.
Right.
And I think that's
initially.
And then in the early 2000s, some 2 CD ones came out, and that's like that Tumbleweed you just had.
The Tumbleweed,
Yellow Brick Road got a 2 CD. Fantastic.
I think Madman got one too, I believe.
A 2 CD? I don't think Madman
2 CD. Or maybe no. I'm thinking of Captain Fantastic. You're right.
That
Captain
got a 2 CD.
Got the 2 CD.
That got a deluxe edition. I'd love if Madman got a deluxe edition. That would be great. Right. But it's nice that Tumbleweed really got one too.
Exactly.
And I listen. So
it just
that's a great pick, and it's an album that you don't get tired of, and it's
right.
I love that you have it number 1. I do.
Cool. Well, there you go. After this is all over with, if you guys have your list and if you want to put your list in the comments, please do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that stuff. We're getting, I think we're 30 away from 1,000 subscribers.
970.
Yeah, help us out, please. Hit that subscriber button if you haven't already. We could really use it, and hopefully we're gonna hit that goal once we're at the fest, and get
Yeah.
introduce ourselves to more people, and hopefully they'll
Yes,
check
I'm
out our
more at
show as well.
ease.
And there you go, there's the card. And we're looking forward. If you're going to be at the fest, I'm really looking forward to meeting you guys. Robert S., I can't wait to meet you. I know Matt Street's going to be there on Sunday. Maybe Mayo will be there on Sunday. So it's going to be a swinging time. Hopefully, just be great to meet a lot of people that I've been interacting with on social media but haven't met in person yet. So
it's going to be great, and I look for. I'll be tagging along there with the rock star who's going to be on all the panels, but I'll be there.
Whatever.
I'll be there. I'll be there while the rock star is on his panels. But walking around, if somebody wants to just shoot the crap with me, I'll be there.
Yeah.
But
cool.
Yeah, I promise we're going to get back to talking about Paul very soon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Are you guys turning into an Elton John podcast?" No.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's show is about Elton John. If you tune in at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. Hey, listen. As much as we love Paul, it's every once in a while it's nice to talk about another act or band or that we also love as well. So
absolutely.
But this was fun. So this was fun.
It was great fun. Happy birthday, Elton.
Happy 75. Happy 75th birthday, Elton John. And next week it's back to Paul.
Oh yes.
What's up?
I hope so, Robert. Robert S. says once we get Elton on our show, we'll get 30 plus subs. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Good fun, partner.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you had a family member on here watching the show, and
yes,
I'm glad some old wounds can continue. I see the Band-Aid was pulled off again, and the scab is still not yet healed.
Once we hang up, I'm probably going to get a very angry phone call about that. So yeah.
I think Tom just brought up a good point. I guess this is the 2 CD remaster
CD.
Tumble that's on sale now for 60%.
Comes with the little slipcase that goes over it, right, brother? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
No, like the little plastic piece that goes over it for the deluxe edition.
No.
Yours
yeah, but I got rid of that. I got rid of it.
Oh, come on.
Fuck that slip. Oh, sorry. Watch the mouth. Yeah. But again, thank you everybody for being here. We had a great time. Leave the comments in the comments. Obviously, let us know what your list is. What are your favorite songs? What are your favorite albums? And we'll be back soon. Andy, I'm 5 days from flying out. 6 days, whatever. How many days?
Next week.
Next week.
You'll be here. You'll be
hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
2 legs in person, the East Coast edition. We did the West Coast last year. Now we're going to do the Eastern Standard Time. So we'll see everybody when Tom gets here in Jersey.
Yep. Take care, everyone. Have a great day and a beautiful night. See ya.
Rock on, Elton.